All right, you are your number one priority in your life. It's not your partner, not your job, not your children, not your education. It's you and you only. You need to make yourself a priority. And this sounds weird, maybe even wrong for you right now, but I'm going to explain to you what I actually mean. And hopefully at the end of this podcast, you not only understand, but also agree on what I say here. So as an online fitness coach, I'm having a lot of calls with potential clients, with people who struggle with their fitness and health. They want to boost their energy levels. They want to build muscle mass, lean out, so lose body fat. And oftentimes they say things like, Martin, I want to get fit, I want to get stronger, but fitness is just not a priority in my life right now. Martin, I have kids, I have a business, I have projects going on, and fitness is just not up there in my priorities. And somehow I can understand this. I mean, I have a family, I have a daughter, I have a business, and things get hectic and I'm busy as well. However, I think you all agree that you are probably a better father when you're energized and actually have the energy to do things with your kids, that you're probably a better leader when you show up confident, when you have, this energy needed to lead a team, really. I also think you agree that you're a better partner when you're fitter, healthier, when you have a better self-esteem, when you have more self-confidence. And this is the moment where probably most of you have this aha moment when they realize, okay, if I'm better myself, if I look and feel good, then all these other things, projects, work, family, business, they automatically get better because you, are more productive, you're kinder, you are basically the best version of yourself. And now, how you get there is also easily said. I mean, you just eat better, you work out, and by doing this, you level up, you become this better person, and it's all good, right? Sounds so simple, but working out takes time. Cooking healthy food takes time, and obviously going to the gym doesn't pay your bills, so everything else like work or your projects or whatever it is comes first. And so I understand that, but, and again, there's this huge but. I am 100% convinced that when you put yourself first, everything else in your life will get better. And I'm going to give you some examples from my life. Then I'm also going to tell two short stories that you probably heard 100 times already. But I want to make a point here. All right. So I want to start with something that just happened recently. We just moved from Bali to Thailand. We're now in Krabi. And traveling was very, very hectic. We actually lost the entire day because we had a hopover in Singapore, when I remember correctly. We had some delays. We also were a bit sick. We had the flu, and this entire traveling was just not a very pleasant experience. I was not productive at all. We had to pay for our overweighted luggage, and at the end of the day, I was just irritated. I didn't feel good because I didn't go to the gym. I couldn't really do the things I wanted to do. We lost an entire day, and I was just very moody. Eventually, we arrived in Krabi. We checked in our Airbnb, and the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going for a walk. I'm going for a walk because I was moody, irritated. Gabriela and I, when I'm moody and irritated, like conversations, like, yeah, you can imagine what happened. I'm probably also not the best father when I'm irritated and when I don't have patience. So I told myself, okay, I need to get myself in check. I'm going for a walk. And that's what I did. Later, I went to the store to buy some fruits, to buy some water, because of hydration, to get something to eat. And then I went to bed at 9 p.m. because I was tired. And I just knew I'm not able to do anything in this mood. So I went to bed, right? The next morning, obviously I slept very well, very long. Next morning, before I did any client work, before I did work on any project, I went to the gym. I lost one day, couldn't respond to all my clients for a single day, 24 hours. And that's a lot for an online business, right? I usually respond within a few hours, maximum 12 hours. Now I'm losing this entire day and I feel bad, right? Because I didn't respond to my clients. I didn't work out. I wasn't productive. So I'm feeling very bad. Yet the first thing I'm doing the next day, I go to the gym. And I do that because I knew I'm going to be in a better mood. I knew I'm going to be a much better version of myself. So I went to the gym, feel good about myself, go back, and then I tackle my to-do list. And then I got productive, and then I got everything done. I was super hyper productive that day, only because I looked after myself first. And I take this even further. If I just started the computer in the morning, hopping on the notebook and started my work, I wouldn't be able to do that many things. Or maybe I would do my work, but I would be, irritated when I speak to my clients or when I message someone. I mean, the other person, no matter where they are, they know that they can feel whether I'm moody, whether I'm in a good mood, whether I'm irritated. They feel it, right? It doesn't matter whether I'm on a call with a client, whether I talk to a potential client, whether I talk to my fiance or to my colleague at work. It doesn't matter. They feel, whether it's voice or message, they feel the energy I have, right? And this is just like a very good example of my life, that I prioritized myself first over my clients, over my family, over everything. I made sure that I am good myself so I can afterwards serve others. Another example is, that me and my fiance, we are both hugely into fitness. And 4 years ago, we became parents unexpectedly. And things changed immediately. We were not prepared for this challenge. And especially for my fiance, a lot of things changed drastically. She had to cancel her study. She no longer took time to go to the gym because obviously she was at home looking after our daughter. She no longer prepared her food. She just made sure that our daughter has something to eat. She no longer took time to make makeup or anything like that, but she made sure that our daughter is fine and has everything she needed, which is very, very kind, very caring. But what happened, because she did that for so long, she only prioritized our daughter and completely forgot about herself. She got in a very, very bad mental situation, right? And the situation we were in, it's kind of hard, difficult to explain, because it's not only, she only looked for her daughter for a week or two, but literally months went by when Gabriela did nothing else but looking after Lara without anyone else. It was just the three of us. And I mean, she really tried and made the best effort to be just the very best mother, which is great. However, she completely forgot about herself. She stopped going to the gym. She stopped seeing friends. She stopped doing all the things she loved. And this caused, obviously, problems, right? Again, I'm not talking about a week or two, but literally months. And what that meant for us, for our relationship, for our family life. You can imagine it was very, very difficult. It eventually ended up in her having this mental health problems, and you will see her on my podcast. We just recorded another, or actually the first episode together in which she opens up about it and explains what happens and how she got out of it. But she was in this dark space. We had a lot of arguments and our family life was far from optimal. And it didn't change until she finally prioritized herself again. Because something I told her every time, all the time, you can only be the best mother possible if you look after yourself, if you are fine yourself. Because how do you want to give energy to someone and look after someone when you are not even fine yourself, right? And when she got better, when she actually went to the gym, looked what she's eating, and just lived again, basically, out of a sudden, our family life is better. Out of a sudden, she is even a better mom. Out of a sudden, I'm seeing the spark in her again. And this just needed to reprioritize her life and put herself first, right? There is two more examples I want to bring up. One is this story of a mother with her baby. They're going for a walk in the woods, in the forest, and they get lost. And this is made up, by the way. I don't know whether it's a real story, but I've heard that several times. So I'm telling you the story here to make a point. So they get lost, the mother and the baby, and it gets dark. So they cannot find the way out of the forest. Now, luckily, they have a bag with them and there is a leaf of bread in there. Now, the mother thinks, okay, we're going just as long as possible without food. And then if we really cannot find the way out, then we're going to have this bread. Now, 2 days go by. Again, this is made up. 2 days go by and they still didn't find the way out. She is there with this leaf of bread and she starts thinking, okay, should I eat the bread or should I give the bread to my baby? Now there's two possible scenarios. Number one, she gives the bread to the baby, to her child. The baby survives. The mother starves to death. The baby is lost in the forest, cannot find her way out alone, and they are both lost. They're both, Or alternative is the mother takes the bread. She has some more energy, the baby's still weak, still, on the fence of life and death, whatever. However, the mother took the bread, she's still alive and now has the energy to find the way out of the woods. Out of the woods, she calls her friend, whatever, her husband. They take care of the baby, they take care of her, and they are all happy and alive. All right. Another example, very similar, in the airplane. When there's a turbulence, when the oxygen masks fall out, do you need to look after yourself first or your children? Clearly, parents come first. Why? Because once you're fine yourself, then you can take care of your children and help them. The other way around, chances are you try to help your children and they might do it in time, but you're passing out and, well, you're lost, right? It's over, not fun. And this is why you need to prioritize yourself first to actually save you and your child, right? And maybe for some of you, this sounds a bit narcissistic, egoistic. If you ask me, it's not at all. In fact, I believe it's needed to get something out of life. I believe that you need to prioritize yourself and you cannot just do whatever else is asking you to do. Your needs, your well-being should always be first, because if you just please others and your needs come last, then you're going to have issues, a lot of issues. You need to be a priority, and this is not only for your own well-being, but also think of your family, of your friends, of your business, of your kids. Because once your fitness and health is in check and you are well, you are confident, when you have all this energy, when you're in a good mood, don't you think that you're a better leader, a better business owner, a better father, a better partner? The answer is clear. One more example that comes to mind now for all the entrepreneurs and business owners out there. When I check my numbers of last year, 2022, when I check how much revenue I made with the business, all right, I'm going over all the months, and I can tell by those numbers when I was in really good shape, physically, mentally. Even not so more physically, doesn't even matter, because usually the fewer body fat I have, the more sluggier I am, the less energy I have, right? So it's not even about how I look, about my physique, but more so about how I feel, how energized I am, whether I face some problems in my life, whether I'm present or not, whether I'm stuck in my head and facing a lot of unwanted thoughts, right? I can tell by the numbers when I was in good mental health and when I was not. Because again, the other person, whether it's here when I speak to the camera, whether it's doing chat messages, whether it's doing phone calls, the other person, they feel your energy. They can tell whether you're there with like positive energy, whether you actually want to help them, or whether it's just like someone's irritated, someone who is after your money. They will be able to tell. And this should be more than enough motivation for all the entrepreneurs and again, for the business owners out there to make sure they are in top physical and mental shape first, because it reflects in your numbers. It's just the truth. It's just the truth. So really the takeaway here is, although, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying you shouldn't prioritize your kids, your husband, your business, your work. Not at all. They're all top there too, right? But number one priority should always be yourself, because once again, if you look after yourself and if you are in a good shape, physically, mentally, then and only then you are the best version of yourself, and only then you are the best father, business owner, mentor, friend, whatever. And as a side note, I even find it attractive when someone tells me they look after themselves. When Gabriela refuses to have ice cream, when she doesn't want to watch a series with me because she's busy with her studies, or she wants to stick to her diet and is not okay with ordering something. Maybe most people are pissed, sometimes I am pissed, but I find it very attractive because it shows that she cares, that she's committed, and that she prioritizes herself, right? Yeah, I want to wrap it up here. No matter where you are in your life right now, already top fit, top of your fitness, or maybe a bit overweight, you let yourself go a bit too much. The right mindset is important. And once you make that shift, once you set yourself a priority, then positive things will happen. And by the way, this is also my book, The High Performance Body. There's so many tips on how to look good, how you can improve your fitness and health. But the point in there that I want to make is you can only do great things in life when your fitness and health is in check. Because without fitness, without health, everything else doesn't matter, right? That's it for today. Thanks for tuning in. I'm out. See you in the next one. Cheers.